All right, good morning, guys. My name is Jeff Boyle, and today we're going to go through some really, I'm just going to spend 2 or 3 minutes to emphasize something as I've been out there, and then I'm going to take your questions and we're going to set up your income system to be able to run in a way that really has your personality in it without losing some of the effectiveness in it. I'm going to I'm going to turn on my screen two here and hit play. One of the things that you guys will see, this is from a past presentation that I'd done, and this is what I'd called, some of the 5 essentials to growing your business. And, in this essential is developing and promoting a learning mindset. And you'll see that there's a lot of things that I emphasize over and over and over again. And I spoke yesterday at the MLM conference for startups, and there was a bunch of people there, and I showed them a sneak peek of what we have here at. Oh, you're right, Alan. I apologize. Let me tell me if you guys can see my screen now. I appreciate the reminder that you didn't see it there. Can you guys see my screen? Right now, it's the let's make sure we got that. You guys tell me, yep, see it. So you guys can see this screen that has just the one, not the two, right? So it's got the big slide on it. Can you guys give me verification of that as well before I get rolling too much? All right, Dell, thank you. So there's a lot of, and Dell, you're coming to Vegas. Excited to see you. But guys, I've shown this in the past, and realistically, what we're teaching is really straightforward once you just understand a couple basics. And my presentation to this MLM startup conference yesterday was helping people understand that creating a learning mindset is super essential to be able to succeed, because we're in the business of helping people really grow. And a lot of people have never been successful in business, or they've never had any success in network marketing, or you name it, they've never been an entrepreneur. And so what we're doing, and you'll see I constantly do this, where I teach the basics, because the basics are all you need to succeed in this. The people that succeed are the ones that do the basics over and over and over again. And there's a wonderful quote that says, in order to be successful, you do not need to do 5,000 things well. You need to do 5 things 5,000 times. And just about anything, any type of niche expertise, if you get good at it, you can see that you can make a tremendous amount of money doing it. And the thing that I'm really adamant about teaching as many of us as we can that will listen to me on this is right here, 6 and 7 figure earners in network marketing know that large profits are built on the simple fact: you must have a lot of people taking small actions each day. That's the fact. If you want to make a lot of money, you need to be able to teach the brand new person a simple action on what they need to do in order to be successful. A really simple thing. So the simple thing that I teach is that we have to help a lot of people take small actions. You must have the ability to teach them to more simply market our message, follow up persistently, and then duplicate what we taught them. So as you look right here, when you put these 3 principles into an automated system, you'll be able to create the right amount of action your group needs to grow into a big business. So guys, what I've been teaching with the income system, I'm not trying to take away from the fact that you must still talk to people. I did a podcast with a gentleman, and he's a very experienced network marketer. He's done extremely well. He's made millions of dollars with it. And I said to him, what do you say to the brand new person who says, I'm not interested in becoming good at sales? And his response was so classic. He said, get a new profession. This is a profession. This is something that you need to understand, that sales skills are essential in everything to be successful, all the way from finding a girlfriend or a boyfriend, to getting married, to raising children, to anything in business. You need to have some sales skills. So what this system does is helps break the ice. That's it. And guys, I know a lot of you guys have heard me say this, but I repeat it over and over to bring home that this system is simple and straightforward for one reason. We are trying to bring awareness to as many people as possible and allow you to teach your downline or new people how to easily and quickly bring awareness to new people in a quick way. That is the most important step. You can't get into helping the person understand the product. You can't help them understand being a rep until you bring awareness. And the reason why that this is a funnel right here is because that is going to be the largest group that you talk to, the people you're bringing awareness to. And please understand that a much smaller group of them will show interest. That is just the case, guys. Very, you know, if you don't have the ability to give people a more awareness, you'll never get them to the interest stage. What we are doing with the income system, what we are doing with the texting app is that we are just bringing awareness. That's it. That is the number one thing. And what we're going to teach when in more and more of these events, and especially I'm so grateful so many of you guys at the last minute decided to come and have a lot of fun with us here in Vegas, but we're going to learn a lot. And you're going to walk away with the simple understanding of how to bring awareness to more people so you can then do what you should do, which is to help them understand the interest and build more of it until they get desire. Desire comes only after you've brought awareness that they have shown interest, and then you talk to them to help them understand the desire they have. Yesterday at this MLM conference, people coming in were fascinated with our system. And they said, that's the missing link. That's the missing link. And I think so many people, even within RX, don't understand what they have on at their fingertips. I had the ability in front of the room to put people into my texting app. I had the ability then to follow up because of the awareness and just the excitement that the person had to say, you get a texting app? And I said, yeah, now let me show you how I can plug you into my system. And with my system, I can help you start to see what your prospects are doing. And that led her to action. So I showed her the business presentation because that whole night before, from the text I sent her, she watched the videos. Now I plugged her into my favorite, and I'm gonna go to the system now. That I'm very straightforward in how I go about this. I build awareness with people with either the texting or the email app, depends on the circumstance, and we'll talk more and more about that in Vegas about the different circumstances. But then after I do that, this is still my favorite. I'm going to log in and show you guys. This is still my favorite thing to do once a person has shown me interest. You guys can see that we've been doing this a lot, and dang, I got a spam. I haven't had one of those in a while. But I'm going to go into sales tools here, and I'm going to show you my favorite autoresponder email. Is this one right here. It's the Profit Now training. It's still far and away my favorite one to give people. It is what new people should receive. Any new person that's in your business should go through this one. But this is very much like a digital starter kit. It talks about the mission of RX, and right off the bat, it gives them the opportunity booklet, a brand catalog, Jove information, and basic information about the comp plan. It's still by far my favorite one. There's no sales involved at all. But to warm prospects that I've warmed up using the texting app, this is an awesome, so many superlatives to it because it walks people through the whole RX mission, walks them through, even letting them know that we've got an X office with tools, the power of 4, what motivated the founders. And I just brought in a new leader this week, a new personal that I sponsored. And this is what I used with him. And you know what, guys? It took me 3 weeks to sponsor him. I didn't rush him, and he went through this entire training. And guess what? He brought in a new person the day he got in, and that person is on this exact same thing that she started going through it before she got in. It is my favorite one for warm prospects, and I make them warm by warming them up with the texting app. So basically, that's what I want you guys to understand as you go through this. The process is straightforward. What you're trying to do, you are not closing people with the system. You're closing them by having conversations. The systems and the texting app are here to help you bring awareness. What I love about the texting app is that when I'm in the grocery store, which I'm not there very often, let's be honest, but it doesn't matter if I'm in an event, it doesn't, like I was yesterday with all these people around. I had people swarming me to be able to do it, and I was able to give them this link. I had one of the top income earners from another network marketing company come up to me and was like, "Your system is awesome." And this guy he has a home in the East on some fancy lake, and he has a home here in Vegas. He is a big shot. And he said, "You got to show me this. You got to tell me more about your company." So big shots understand what we're doing. We are easily bringing awareness. We are building interest, and then you can get on the phone. And if you're a new person, you can get your upline on the phone now to go from desire to action. Guys, the system isn't here to close people. The system is here to bring awareness. And that's what we're trying to do. The more people that become aware of what you're doing, the better off you're going to be. So that is the basics of that. So Ronnie asked me to talk a little bit really quickly, and I'm here today to answer you guys' questions. And I'm going to show you the texting app briefly, how it works, because how I use them in conjunction. So let me open up that presentation really quickly, Ronnie. Okay, so make sure I've got it. I wasn't prepared to do that, so I will do it for you. Let's see. Where did I put it? RX mobile app right there. So the thing about the mobile app, if you do not have the mobile app, that is a choice that I would, people say, what do you get? Gosh, guys, for less than $25 a month, if you're doing the basics on these, have both of them. Is your business worth $25 in tools that were going to make your life more simple? This is the texting app. And the great thing about texting, it is the perfect way to get somebody to be introduced to it. So basically, this is what shows up on my phone. I've got a new iPhone now, but it also worked on my Android before that. And it's so simple because all I do is I put the person's name, or not their name, but their phone number into this. They put their phone number into it, or I put it in for them. I choose either product or opportunity information. And then it sends them my business card. They click on it and it sends them, I had it open. Let me see if I've still got it. I didn't have it open. So I'll open this really quickly. And it sends them to right here. Let me put this on here and you guys can hear my kids in the background. I guess I told them not to worry too much. So once they click on my business card right here, you're going to see that I've got links under there. Underneath it, it's got my email account. It's got a short code that sends them to my personal blog. And then up above it, it sends them, if they want to look and feel younger in 90 seconds, click on this one. Or I can send them opportunity information where it transform their bodies and look younger, and how we make money doing it, and also how to use mobile systems. Guys, there's nothing fancy about this, but that's what's great about it. People are amazed at how simple it is, and I was really excited to see how people outside of RX are looking at what they think is the optimal way of building the business. All I have to do is put the person's information in there, and all of a sudden it sends them to a site. This is what it looks on their page. I've updated a little bit, and I am upgrading the servers right now because of how it's going. So that's running a little bit slow. I apologize. But basically, it sends them to a page with videos on it, and they're able to, you have a 98% open rate with texts, and you also have the ability with the texting app to be able to schedule mass texts if you want to. So let me talk a little bit about that, Ronnie, and I've done full trainings on that, but I want to talk to you guys a little bit today about customizing some of these things directly for you. this is what this is the link that it sends people to. So it looks like this on their phone. Make sure I don't have too many things open here. It sends it to this on their phone. This is what it looks like. It's going to be smaller because the phone screens are small, so it'll probably look about like this on their phone. And they can choose if they want to look at Jove, Nutrify, and they're just videos. They're just videos that people go to. And it is the perfect way for me to bring awareness. Awareness is what we're building, guys. It is such a great way to bring awareness. And from there, if they tell me they're interested, I personally like to use the right here, this autoresponder campaign, the Profit Now, right? But let me move into another step for you guys real quick. I want to talk to you about how you let's see, make sure I've got them. We've signed up for both the app and email system. Haven't had a chance to develop them and getting it set up. How long will it take to set up? Troy, Troy and Kelly, that's a really easy setup. And if you like, you can see on the RX Plus on how to set it up, and also on rxplus.com, you'll see right here. If you go to texting app setup, if you click on that, it'll walk you through step by step on how to set it up. Shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes, right? So right in there, it's really straightforward on how to do it, and it just walks you through what you need to do. I need to get the video put on here as well that just shows you how I set it up. So it's pretty straightforward on how you do it. And Alan asks, does the texting app for the product only have one product at a time? If speaking to a weight loss customer, then Jove customer, how would I handle that on the texting app? Alan, what I think the texting app for, I use it for, is just to bring awareness to what they're going to be interested in. I had a call this morning with a gentleman in the Netherlands, and I like to have people do a little bit of even research beforehand. So I sent him this page, and I said, take a look at these, and tell me which product is most interesting to you. And I even gave him from this, if you look right here under presentations, I put the presentation that I did this last Thursday on the presentations page. I even like to have people watch this presentation. It's only 25 minutes. I like to have them watch it because then many of their questions will be answered beforehand. So it's a good thing to be able to do. This is the presentation I did Thursday, and so I just barely uploaded that. Here's the PowerPoint that you can download, so you can do this as well. But I definitely recommend that you let the people decide what they want to be interested in, and that's why the texting app, it's just a page full of videos to bring awareness. Now, it's so much easier to talk to a person that has awareness. And as I'll keep going back to this funnel, you're showing them some videos. You don't have to answer everything because there's a lot of questions that are answered in there. And if they start to show interest, that's when you can plug them in to see how they're doing it, to educate them. The education will bring desire to the person who's done it. And then on the phone, you can help that person take an action. And remember, the actions you're looking for are 3. Get them to enroll, get them to be a customer, or get them to say no. And that's really okay. It really is okay. So, Alan, hopefully that answered your question. All right. So what I'm going to do, tell me when you ask your questions if you have your microphone turned on. If you have your microphone turned on, I'll actually, so I'm not the only voice on here, I'll walk you through. That way you can ask the questions with me. So Diana, if you want to, I'm going to turn your microphone on. So hopefully you're in a quiet place, but you can speak and you can ask your question.
Okay, thank you, Jeffrey. One of the things that I have been apprehensive about using the text app is I understand when you're talking to somebody and they're right there with you, how to utilize it. But I have quite a few numbers of people that I haven't spoken to in a long time, and I didn't know, should I call them and tell them I'm going to text this information to them, or just shoot it out?
Now I come from a sales background, and I believe in talking to people. I really, really do. It's funny because I have a 16-year-old son, and I can't get him to talk to anybody. He has to text everybody. I'm like, dude, pick up the phone and call him. So it takes 40 minutes for him to have the same conversation that it would have for me in 2 minutes because I just talked to the person. The important thing is that you do what's comfortable for you. I would feel uncomfortable just texting somebody out of the blue. I really would. It's the kind of thing without making a phone call. I like the way that I like to do it. I use the texting app all the time in person, Diana, all the time. And so with this, and like I said, I used it a whole bunch yesterday, which tells you should be going to places where there's a lot of people. But the thing is that I will call somebody, and if they don't answer, I'll leave them a message. I know that's old school, but at least I've done it, and then I'll send them the text. And on the phone call, I'll say, hey, I'm going to send you a text, and I'd really like you to take a look at it. But the texting app, in my opinion, works best when you have spoken to the person because this is just pure videos on here. This is pure videos. Okay. And so the one of the things that I like to send people that I haven't talked to in a while, let me show you this in the back office. If you have the top income system, this is the email system. If you have the elite one, you have the ability to have a video manager. The video manager has a video in here. There's a bunch of great videos, but let me show you the one that is really, really cool. That has famous successful people in it right here that just talks about them being successful, and you can see there's a lot of different videos in here, and that's why I recommend that people even go through them and watch them. But if someone hasn't been an entrepreneur before, I kind of like to see if they've got what it takes to be an entrepreneur. I like to talk through people, and I use the texting app while I'm on the phone with them. So I'll call them up, and it gives me a really easy way to not have to explain everything with them. So I do like to use the phone, Diana, but there's other people who do not. So it's really a matter of you understanding how to use these different tools and how to send them to the people. Does that make
I
sense?
appreciate that. Yes, the reason I ask is I will frequently get text messages from other people who are within other organizations, and I don't open them.
Yeah. And if you do, you just kind of felt, to me, I kind of feel like, really? You know, uh, in fact, I had one person sell my cell phone number to another one else, and I got on all kinds of lists. Here's the only way that I would ever, 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 ever just text out of the blue without making some type of personal contact. Right here, where you've got generate prospects, you can purchase leads, and it's a very inexpensive way if you want to use the app. For example, right here, this is one that I've used, and I'm going to start in the future showing you guys how to do these if you want to do it. These are tele-verified leads. If you have a marketing budget, you would be able to purchase 2,000 leads for $299. And with the texting app, you could load those people into it and create your own. Let me show you really quickly how to do that. You would be able to create your own right here. Let me get to it, your own simple interface. And I'll have to show you guys that video that I'm talking about. It's really inspiring. It's about entrepreneurs, and it's on youtube.com/networking star. I've got a lot of videos on there. But one of the things that's about it is it talks about being an entrepreneur. And this may be an interesting way to be able to teach people or find the people that are truly interested in being an entrepreneur. You could load those in here, and then you would send a text out to them and say, uh, I can give you guys some sample messages in the future of what you'd be able to do. But this is a very good way to get in front of a lot of people. But other than that, I would be extraordinarily careful. And I still believe the power of the income system, the RX income system, is that you can see what people have done. But I use the texting app a lot just to break the ice after I've spoken with the people. Hopefully that helps, Diana.
Yes, thank you, Jeff.
All right, let's mute you. Let's go to the next one. So, um, Rodney, your question's easy. How much is the mobile app? It starts at $8.95, because it charges per text that goes out, and then it goes up. If you're going to be doing a lot of marketing with it, then you're going to need to do more than the 8.95 because it has a lot of things like keywords and things of that nature. And if you want to do any of this high-end marketing with it, definitely recommend you upgrade. But for brand new person, right here, let me show you this screen. For the brand new person, you've got pro plans that go up to $69 that are give you unlimited keywords and things like that. But the brand new person, $8.95 is sufficient. But once you start doing it more and more, you're going to need to go on at least the $19 a month plan. But the amount of gas this saves me, the amount, and I pay for all these as well. And the income system is the kind of thing that I tried to make sure that all of these were very fair in how they've done it. And it's the kind of thing that I build them first for me because I like to use them, and then I just make them available to as many people as possible. Um, Joe writes he can't attend. He can't attend the Las Vegas. I'm available for private lessons and conversations. Joe, yeah, we can talk about it. I know that you've with Gary, you guys are doing a lot of different things. Let's discuss doing that. Okay. I try not to do too many of the private ones, and that's why I do these and allow everybody on here as much as I can, so I can answer the questions. And that's also why I'm trying to get as many of you guys to be able to be on here. Um, Catherine Tibbetts, can you use a 3x affiliate links? Where do they get the info out of the 3x campaign with the texting app? Catherine, you read my mind. In Vegas, I'm going to go through and show you. I had a good conversation with him. I'm going to unmute you. Let me find you on here, so be prepared to be unmuted. Oh, you don't have your mic on. So when you do turn it on, you are unmuted. This is something that I want to talk to you guys about. I'm going to start with the more simple lesson. She's asking about Tim Sell's 3X campaign. How would you do that? That's a good question. I'm going to start with an easier lesson first, Catherine. Oh, you've now got your mic on. You there?
Yes. Hey, Jeff. Thank you.
Bet. Let me show you first a simpler lesson, and then we're going to go into 3x. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
The first thing that I would do is I would go into sales tools, and I would first learn how to do some basics. Those of you who have come over from the big Asante campaign, you can see right here autoresponder emails. Properly noted that the Asante New You campaign, and I know not everybody here is familiar with the Asante products, but mentioned to me, and this is a good thing for 3X, you'll see what I'm talking about. Mentioned to me that this first campaign with Asante has a whole bunch of Jove stuff. Yes, it does. Um, I have been running around like crazy trying to get a lot of different things done, and it does get into some more of the Asante things, but not so much. So if you find a campaign that you like, Catherine, or a campaign that you don't even like and you just want a head start, see right here where it says click here. So to edit these pre-written email messages, click here. I'd say
Yeah.
click on it, and all of a sudden you see how the interface changes, right? So now
Okay.
you have the ability to go in and edit these. You need to
Sure.
be on the top two packages to be able to edit them, but now you can try to put that in your own voice. And this is what's cool about it, okay? You have all of the videos right here, all of these different videos that can send them to different pages. You can insert videos right here at any time just by clicking this. Boom. It'll give you the option of how do you want to insert that video? How do you want to do it? If you have graphics abilities, you can put your own image. You can do all of that kind of thing. And at these lessons where we're going to have here in Vegas, I'm going to show people how to do this and how to find graphics to be able to do it. But the people that, for example, are looking for that want to change these can do it very easily. All you have to do is make any kind of change in it. First name, I wanted you to know. Whoops. I wanted you to know something great. And you save it, and boom, it goes in there. If I want to add a video link about Deanna or Moa or Even I'll show you with 3x what I'm working on with that. Just hit this. If you want to do a simple one and insert the link, you just hit insert link, and then you hit insert, and then boom, it automatically inserts the video for you. If you want to insert the right here with this default frame, you can do that as well, so it looks like a video. If you want to be able to put an image in there of your own, you can see that that's someone who may have a little bit more skills, that they can put an image of the video and link it right to it. You can even take anything within the text right here, hit the hyperlink button, and you can find anything that you want within here. So you can set it to a specific page. You can find a file on your computer, drag it into that, and allow you to do it. So what does that have to do with 3x? I'll show you in just a second. Basically, this has all kinds of abilities, even to put a PDF into it. And what's great about a PDF is that a person would be able to, you would be able to tell if the person downloaded the PDF. So I really tried to use as many of these things as possible. Now I'm not going to save this, and we're going to have to at a different time. Well, actually, let me even show you what happens if I save it. So if I hit save, and now I want to go back to what I had before. So if you screw up something really bad and you just want to go back to where it was, I'm going to click right here, and it resets everything to back the way it was. All right. So now let's talk about, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. You know, for some reason it's lagging on my side, not your problem. Obviously, I wish I could have seen that, but I'll rewatch this, and I appreciate it.
Well, let me show you with how to specifically create new campaigns. And with Tim, we're going to work on some things for 3x with it. And you're going to need to know how to do the basics on your end. But here's the thing that you need to know with it is you can at any time. I'm going to go back to the home page. And I don't have to go to the home page, but I'm going to click My Contacts right here, okay? And on My Contacts, I'm going to hit Add a New Contact Category right here. And let's put 3x. 3x
Got it.
fat loss. I'm going to select a subcategory. It's going to be leads. And I'm just going to put a description in here. I'm just going to put leads for 3x. And then for right now, I'm just going to hit save, okay? Because I haven't created a campaign for it yet. But see how I've created right here where it says 3x fat loss. So I can now edit that at a different time. But before we do it, I need to go in and I need to create under Sales Tools. I'm going to go to Autoresponder Emails. And I'm going to create a new autoresponder campaign right there. And I'm going to link it to 3x, hit save, and I'm going to call this 3x fat loss campaign. I'm just going to call it 3x fat loss. How about that? I'm not being creative right now. Now I can come in and I can build one completely from scratch. And when we put this in for Tim's going to try to give me some of the things to create an autoresponder campaign for it. You're going to need to be able to do it because this simple thing, because you're going to need to change, and you need to be able to change your affiliate ID on it. And it's going to be an excellent way to share it with your friends and family. Okay?
Perfect. Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome. Let's go to the, man, you get a bunch of questions today. This is great. All right, so next one. Melanie says, when will we have all 6 of our brands on the campaigns? I'm not familiar with the texting app, so it don't see completely. So Melanie, we do have right here. So if you look at the office, this is the same office that you guys have. This is the one that the Asante one. I've got 2 others for myself, depending on different things for training, and then my own personal one that I use a lot. But they're all the same in the back office of what's available. The only things that aren't available in the basic one is if you look right here in the autoresponder email campaigns, is Brilliant Compensation is only available on Elite because that pays Tim Sell's organization a royalty to be able to use that. But all of these other campaigns are available in the, so we've got Slender Eyes, we have Prime Oils, we have Jove, we have Asante, and in this RX opportunity, it talks a lot about the other products as well with it. So that's also why I want you guys to see with it, Melanie, that you guys have the ability to add and change things as you see fit. Because right here with the RX opportunity, I encourage you to go through and read some of them, and even how to make them work. It's really simple to do it. You can preview them right here. We start off with Fred and the origins video. Uh, then we go to right here. Oh, here's the video. That's the video I was talking about right here, guys. This video is awesome. And it's what inspires successful people to be successful. I like to share that with people. You have the ability, even if you wanted to make that the first video. See right here where it says day zero? Day zero means it goes out immediately. Day one goes out 1 day afterwards, 2 days afterwards. If you wanted to, you could come in here, you could change whatever you want, like I showed you, and you could hit save, or you could erase it. You could hit delete, and that would get rid of that one. You'd hit edit right here, and then you would hit day zero. If you hit day zero, that means that that's going to be your first video. So you really have information, a lot of them. And what's nice, Melanie, is if you don't like something, you can change it. And I also encourage you to consistently make sure that what you're doing is working. One of the biggest misconceptions with internet marketing and tools and things like that is that people just assume that that it's just going to work right off the bat because people will have the same interest as them. This is something I encourage you guys to do. I'm going to go to sales tools. I'm going to go to email broadcast. I do a lot of email broadcasts with this, and I encourage you to look at your delivery reports. This, of course, went out to a lot of people, to 5,638 people. And right here, 2,372 of those people opened it. I had a 42% open rate. 42. 5 people marked it as spam, which makes me mad because at the very top of it, I put on there unsubscribe by clicking at the bottom, and some people still do it. But so I had a 0% spam rate, which is good, and I did have some people unsubscribe, 3%, but 42% of the people opened it. And let me show you the week before that, right here. This is the same message, but I had a very small open rate, a really small open rate, 15%, but which is still 3 times higher than what's acceptable. A lot of times open rate within email can now be 5 to 8% sometimes. So that was acceptable, but I continue to experiment. I continue to try new things so I can improve what I'm doing. So Melanie, yes, there's things in there, and if they're not, you do have some ability to make that change. All right, so Ronnie says no mic on the computer. I'm sorry. All right, so Daniel asked, is the texting app direct connected to the pro marketing system.net? I'm on this. Should I not be on this and the texting one at RX Plus? Okay, so Daniel, right now the texting app is a different platform than the RX income system. And if you go to rxplus.com, just on the home page, it's got links to both of them, and they are unfortunately on the same different ones. I didn't create either of these platforms. I loaded content onto these different platforms. To create something equivalent to the emailing, the RX income system, it would cost well over $1 million, and I'm not exaggerating. I used to be in software. And the texting app, I built it on a platform that does things for Domino's Pizza and even some professional teams. And it's because honestly, I didn't want to spend $100,000 or $60,000 developing the entire backbone for the texting app. So for right now, they are on different systems, and basically, I'm using the systems of other people with it. So people ask which one should they get. I use them both. I build them. I build tools for me, and then I guess I share them for the rest of the world. And if anybody wonders, is $8.95 worth it for the texting app? Well, it costs me $500 a month just to host it. And then every time somebody gets on there, I have a fee for every time somebody adds it to it. So uh, this has definitely been to build my business, and it has not been it's not been a profitable venture, except that my group continues to grow, and that's what I care about. So hopefully that helps, Daniel. Dell, my audio is by phone. Well, Dell, let's see if we can unmute you. I think by phone, because you're not showing up on here. I'm going to unmute you. Let's see if this works. Dell, you are unmuted.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing? Excited to see you in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm excited too. My question was in regard to the texting app. Do we have the ability to give somebody a phone number that they can send a text to get the process started?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit different with the texting app. Let me log into it. For some reason, my server is running slow this morning, and maybe it's because I need to upgrade, which I have, and now it's the process of turning it over at the right time. I'm going to log into the back end. There's something that's called keywords, Delph. I think you see those a lot, and you probably know what I'm talking about with it. But I'm going to go to the marketing platform here. You guys can see I send out a lot of texts. I've sent out 526 so far this month through this. I use this stuff, guys. I use it. So you can see my screen, right?
Yep.
So this is an example of a keyword. For example, I can send out keywords to someone where I could put a business card and I could say, text new you to 63975, and it would send them back a message that I custom pre-created. The 3X people, for example, you'd be able to say text 3X to 72700, and then boom, it would automatically trigger back to them in an entire campaign that you wanted. You could even, for example, right here, so you can import people into the contact manager if you like. You select them, like this, however you want to do it. You select them and send them over, and you could send a group message. You can also, with the texting manager, and this is not available in the 895 one. These are the bigger ones. You would even be able to do scheduling for them. So let's say that you wanted to do it. Some people have asked about the 3X. You'd be able to set up an entire drip campaign via text message, all using your affiliate link. And so say you and Tim's done a nice job where if you go to that and people don't sign in, it sends them email reminders of why they didn't get in. But he also is saying to me, I want to set up a thing that helps people have success afterwards. Well, this you could set up, if you wanted to have people succeed, you'd even be able to do a drip campaign on this one. Say, today we're going to learn about why your hormones are killing you from losing weight. Hit here, right. Boom, it goes there. Yep. So it does a lot of things versus with keywords. Let me put this on the screen for you too. The keywords are just simply, keyword phrases that allows you to get them you could create your own campaigns with it. You can do text giveaways. For example, if you built up a big list of people, you'd be able to send out something and say, I'm giving away some free Jove samples to 10 people. Click win Jove to this, and you can give it out to the people you want to. It allows you to do coupons, and voting and trivia at events, autoresponder campaigns, and I even like this, the QR codes. It will allow you to do a QR code where you could send it out to people, and it could send them directly to a Facebook, a Facebook group, or I could send them to, you name it. It enables you to do it. So the Pro and Premier features on this texting app are really quite powerful.
Fantastic. Great. That answers my question. Thank you.
All right. You bet. I will mute you again. Here we go. This is way better hearing you guys' voice. Why didn't I do this before? All right. So let's go to Drew. Can you show us how to build a professional email message with graphics, etc., inviting people to one of our webinars? Sure, Drew. Let's do that. Okay. This is something that I spent $5,000 to learn, but I'd already been implementing, but it showed me. I went to an event that was put on by Russell Brunson. And if you look up Russell Brunson, you'll see that he's one of the most successful internet, not network marketing, internet marketers on the planet. And one of the things that he does and that he taught, and then the top guys do, it's called hacking, and not in a bad way. And it's also not cheating, but it's a matter of finding very successful people and modeling it after them. So I'm going to get into my email here, and I'm going to show you what I do on a regular basis, Drew. Some of the best messages, and the reason why I went from 15% open rate to 41% open rate is I hacked or copied. I didn't steal, but I was inspired by one of the best in the business that gets people to do that, which is Robbins. Tony Robbins. I subscribe to lots of different inspirational people. So right here, here's an example from Tony Robbins. And if any of you recognize this layout, it's because we modeled our last campaign after that. So the first step, Drew, to finding and building a professional email message with graphics is finding somebody who's done it well. And if you don't think that Anthony Robbins has got a team analyzing what people do well, I think you're kidding yourself. So you guys who were invited to the last opportunity webinar I did on Thursday, you will recognize this layout. All right, let me see if I can find it. Let me go to mine. So that's the first step, is finding. Let's see if this is one right here. And my guys, well, here's an example. So this was something that had an over-the-top response rate because it was a small group of about 40 people. Many of you who are on there, but I started getting some samples of that from it. And I'll see if I can find the other one here. Let's go from Brett. Sorry, these are some of my employees or my team members here. Let's see. Yeah, there's his sending it on to me. Well, I'm not finding it right now, and I won't waste too much time. Just understand that the first step, and you guys who have received it understand what I'm talking about. I love this, and here's the other thing is the next thing that you need to do once you find, and Drew, I'm going to unmute you, okay? All right, let's find you. It's better when I got you guys on here. There you are. You there, Drew?
Yep, I can hear you, Jeff. Nice to meet you.
So the next step, so the first step is finding a pro that does it, right? Then the next thing that you need to do is find and get a collection of subject lines that are good. I have to admit that this one made me open it. Warning, this could make you rich. I mean, as an entrepreneur, would you open that?
Yeah, that's a great line.
Great line. Here's another thing that I do. Let me show you guys. I am constantly purchasing things that help me. At $15, you kidding me? I am constantly doing this. So let me show you this. I'm going to open up the thing. I can't leave it on too long because it's copyrighted from the guys that I bought it from. But I'm going to show you guys right here. These are email marketing scripts right here. Okay, right here that I've purchased. A 3-day marketing promo, onboarding sequence, 5-day promo, a calendar of how to send it out. If anybody recognizes this, this is how we launched Jove. I sent this over to them with some recommendations, and they did a lot of these things with Jove to launch it. And I think that helped with the big one. 100 proven subject lines. This thing cost me like $20. It's been great. So a part of it is not just doing the graphics, but it's having the right content that's in there. Okay. And then I have another thing, and you guys, you guys have to, I'll be careful that I give my password. I even purchase things that create content for me, and then I can change them. So that is the first step, is having content that's good. Okay. That's the first one. Next one is basic graphic skills and different things to do it. There is a free site called pixabay.com. It's completely free. And guess what? Free images, and they are quality images. And if you haven't used this site before, write it down, Pixabay. Now, what you have to be careful, and I'm not going to get into this on this call, is you need to make sure that you do not have high resolution images on your site, okay? Because they take too long to download. So you need to make sure they're lower resolution. This is a little bit technical for it, but you need to make sure they're about 72 DPI. And if you download it from here, you're going to see that it's going to be much bigger than 72 DPI. It's probably going to be 300 DPI, which is for print. So you just got to be careful with that. So that's the next step. What's that?
Just compress them.
Yeah, compress them. If you have Photoshop, you export them as a PNG. PNGs are very good, or lower resolution JPEG, or not GIF isn't the best way to do it anymore, but just a lower resolution one. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
That's the next thing. This will help you do that. And then practice. A lot of people ask me, Jeff, where'd you learn all this? Through practice. I know how to do just a little bit of everything. And yes, I do have some wonderful employees, but a lot of what you guys see, it's because I learned how to do it, and it's just taking me the time. The other thing is this. Here's one other step for you guys. Let me give you one other secret. Fiverr.com. If you do not know how to do some of these things, find a person you can trust on Fiverr to do it for you. Be willing to spend 15, 20 bucks because that's all it costs. And you could have the person completely lay this out for you. Completely. So there's a couple secrets for you in order to do email hacking. So once you do that, what you'll go into, let's go create a new email broadcast. So you can do, this will do a one-time message. But if you want to create a, let's see, sales tools. If you want to create an autoresponder email series, you go into autoresponders, create new autoresponder campaign. You can see I've created my own. Let's do what we did already with the fat loss, and let's go edit message. So now I've got nothing in there. Hit add new message. You can see why so day 0 is for the first thing that it's going to open as soon as, or it's going to send as soon as I put the people into the system. I want it to be active, and I'm going to put a subject line. So we'll go back to my list of killer subject lines. Let's do ask me. Let's, because of 3x and the way that Tim's done it, let's find something that has lie in it. My big mistake. That's a good one. Wild ride. This is proof. Are you doing this? Loading. Ripped off. Good one. There we go. The food industry. So I just use these as the food industry is lying to you. You are getting, anyways, something like that. Okay. So I find things that inspire me, and negative email titles like that will work. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put that contact person's first name. So why? That way you don't have to write each individual one. So just do the drop down menu of first name. Then you type in your message. You are fat for a reason, comma, the food industry is poisoning your food. All right, so that was just a basic example. Now I'm going to put an image in there. All right, so I've got my subject line. I've made sure it's active. I've put their name in there. Now I'm going to upload an image. So let's upload one from my computer. So I'm going to hit choose file. Let's go to, This is a monster image. We're not 1.8 megabytes. You do not want a 1.8 megabyte picture in there. It'll take too long. So let's go to, anyways, I'm just going to put one in there. Let's see. Screenshot. I don't even know what that is, but look how small it is. 413 kilobytes. That's small. So we'll put it in there. It's going to upload it to my screen, send it to server. Boom. Oh, there it is. Leadership Bootcamp. That's not bad. It's still too big. So I'm going to make it smaller. Let's put 300. It automatically sizes it for me. And boom, it's put my thing in there. Now, if I want to link that to a new page, I click the link button. I can send it to wherever I want it to. Let's send it to my blog, jeffreyboyle.com. And now that's active, right? Now let's say I want to put a video of Deanna. Let's find Deanna in here. Right there, Deanna and Dr. Strand. For now, I'm just going to do just a link to the video. Insert. Make sure that's underneath it. Slenderize over Dr. Strand. Now, of course, this is super quick and dirty. Now I'm going to insert my information. So account is you right there. And if you see right here, contact merge fields is the prospect. So I put account first name, that's me. And then I'm going to put account toll-free number right there. And if I hit save, now it is ready to go out. Now, I did that super quick and dirty with it, and you'd want to put some more time into it. But when you make your own messages, be prepared to see how they work. Be prepared to see if people open them. And that's also an answer to an earlier question. That's why I call people. That's why I talk to them. We are doing first and foremost with this. We are bringing awareness. Even a horrible email message, horrible, you don't want it to be horrible, but even a bad email message is going to create awareness. It's going to create a conversation starter if you're willing to pick up the phone afterwards. Does that help?
Perfect. Thanks, Jeff.
You bet. All right. You guys are asking some good stuff here. Hey, Mike Fink from Everett, Washington. I missed you from earlier. Mary says, do purchase leads have to be manually added to the texting app? Mary, I haven't talked to you for a while. I need to put you on here. Here we go. Unmute Mary. Okay. Hey, Mary.
Hi.
Yes, to the texting app, you'd have to manually add them. However, for the email system, you do not. So if you go to generate prospects right here, before you ever add, if you ever purchase leads, be prepared to call people, okay? And I know you're good at that, but I'm just warning the rest of the world that you definitely need to be willing to call people. But if you go to home, you need to know this if you're purchasing leads. If you go to my user settings right here, and you go to, make sure I'm going to the right one here. Merge information. Now I forgot where I put it. You guys can see that I have to. I stumped myself today. You need to have your own my email profile. Is that it? There it is. Ha! I know I could find it. This right here is your member ID. If you're purchasing leads, you must know your member ID. It is not your RX number. Okay? So you have to put your member ID right there. Once you've done that, you can go to generate prospects, purchase leads. Let's go to responsive data. When I check out, it's going to ask what my member ID is. That is not your RX number. It tracks it right here. You can see that. Shoot, I should have just done that. It already tracks it. And when I purchase it, I can say how many leads per day I want to go into my system. Do not buy leads if you're not willing to get on the phone, because you will spend so much money and it will not be worth it. And if you're looking for leads that these are some pretty inexpensive leads right here, but they're older, okay? So what would happen, Mary, is that they would automatically go into your system. And then let me show you my email because I have purchased them. Let's go to responsive data. Let's see if that'll work. There we go. So this is what the lead will look like if you have it emailed to you. And I can't keep that on the screen too long because I don't want that person's information out there. And it will have their email. It will automatically be imported into your system. It'll automatically go right into your system and send them an email automatically. And it will go from the right here, sales tools, and it will send them the RX opportunity message if you have them imported into your site. So you're going to want to read it and change it if you don't like it, if you are purchasing leads. This is where they would go. This is what they would receive. However, you would then, if you want to put them into your texting app, you would then need to individually put them into your texting app. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Any other questions since I did most of the talking with you?
Do you call them prior to, well, they get inputted right away, so you call them, you'd be calling them after they receive the first message?
It takes, once they're put in the system, 5 to 10 minutes, and you will receive an email as soon as they're put in the system. So I call them and I say, hey, Mary, this is Jeff Boyle. I just want you to know that you should be receiving an email from me very shortly because it looks like you're looking for an opportunity. I help set up home-based opportunities all across the world, and I just want you to know that to look for that from me. And if you don't see it in your inbox, be sure to check your spam because it's going to be there shortly. So that's kind of what I'd say on the message. If they pick up the phone, I'll talk to them briefly, and I don't go through all of the information because I like to see if they're going to click on it. Once they click on it, I'll even tell them that if I'm talking to them in the beginning and say, I have this system that I've built. And you could say, I have this system that the company that I work with has built that helps new entrepreneurs be successful. And it looks to me that you're looking for an opportunity because these leads tell you how much money the person wants to make. It'll tell you if they want to make $2,000 a month, how much money they're willing to invest. Maybe what I'll do is, please nobody write this down. And what I'll do is I will blur this out, the person's information. So if you look at this, you can see it says how much they're willing to invest, 250 to 500, previous businesses they've been in, they're ready to get started, and the best time to call them. I don't care what time it says to call them. I call them as soon as they get put into my system. Okay?
Yep, thanks.
You bet. Hopefully that helped.
Yes.
All right. Let's go to the next one. What is the difference in the top and next down text on the app? The difference, Ronnie, is the $8.95 one just enables you to use the business card, the digital business card. And the digital business card is just sending out, let me show you real quick. So the digital business card for $8.95 allows you to have this on your phone and to send out to 100 texts per month without causing any extra. The $19 one allows you to send more texts. But once you get into the 49 and those two, that's when you can start to do all of these other things, like the mobile marketing platform, where you can do what Dell was asking about with custom messages and keyword campaigns and QR codes and things of that nature. Hopefully that answers. I know you don't have a microphone today. Drew asked a question, said, never mind, I answered. You were no problem. I think this is answering a question. Is it available at the $24.95 level? I'm not sure, Melanie, because you'd asked this while I was doing something different. But hopefully I answered your question on the $24.95 has almost everything on the income system. So as you look at the different levels and what they have. So if you go to the RX income system, it tells you right here what each one has. The big things that the Premier has that the Pro does not, the Premier has an 800 number with where you can have a whole bunch of different messages coming in. I use it for my support line and also for contacts to call me. But what it also does is it has the video manager. The video manager is only available in the Premiere, and it is slick, guys. The video manager allows you to put YouTube videos or your own videos into it and have them be trackable. That is for a top marketer something that's super important. So Melanie, I hope let me unmute you and make sure that I understand what you're asking. Melanie, did I answer your question on that one?
Yes, I was mainly just asking about being able to customize the autoresponder emails, if that was available on the
In the
$24.95.
$24.95, it is available. The
Okay.
$14.95 is much more limited. But for a brand new person, this is what I really say: if they don't have the budget, don't do it. But what I do say is if you don't have the budget, but you are also paying for cable or satellite television, I think you're making a bad choice. Um, a lot of people will say they can't do this, they can't do that, but they're wasting money on other things. I truly, I will admit, I have the biggest cable package I am embarrassed to admit that I've ever had in my whole life. I subscribe to Hulu, Hulu Plus, Netflix, and also to my 3-year-old. A lot of times I do it so he'll quit bugging me. But it's what I like to do. At about 11 o'clock, when I finally turn off my brain, I do subscribe to all those. But I waited to do it until I could afford it. And people say I don't watch TV. Well, I do. I watch a movie almost every night at 11 o'clock and I fall asleep to it. But if you look at these different prices on here, if you can't afford one of them, but you're spending money in other places, I encourage people to take a look at it. And I'm not doing that to say that this is a for-profit thing for me. This has been, I think I'm upside down about $15,000 at this point on these programs. I do this because I'm ahead about $300,000 on my downline so far since I implemented these. And that's where I make my money. I make my money because this helps me grow my business. So hopefully I didn't extrapolate too much. Did I answer your question?
No, absolutely. I did have one other quick question that I had typed in just while I'm unmuted. I noticed I see now where it was affiliated with the Asante campaign, but like the word slenderize spelled I-Z-E and not the I-I-Z, and I just wanted to make sure with the lead generation websites, is it spelled with the I-I-Z for
It's
the
just with
slenderize
one. It
campaign?
is just with one. But let me show you something else that I would highly recommend. It is with a one I, and that's mostly because normal people don't spell it with two I's. So I just put it in there with one. But this is what I recommend. I recommend that you go out to a place. Here's where I buy my domains, empowers.com. It's a GoDaddy website, or buy it from GoDaddy wherever you want to. Um, and I recommend that you don't use the things that are in there. What's really, really, really cool about this is that you can put your own website address in there. So instead of doing slenderize.com/Asante, put your own domain in right here. I think you should be having it as Melanie Gusler or lose weight with Melanie or whatever you want. Just follow the instructions right here and put your own domain in there.
Okay.
That's a heck of a lot easier.
Okay.
A new domain costs you $10 a year. That's way better in your branding yourself, and it looks really cool. So you find that by going to Sales Tools, manage your site, follow these instructions. And here's the other part that's really great, guys. Watch video tutorial. It will walk you through step by step on what you need to do on how to do this. But if you just follow these instructions right here, you should be able to do it. You hit save custom domain, and now instead of worrying about if it's spelled or how it's spelled or whatever you want to, now you can just send them to your domain that you chose. Okay?
I saw that. I was just wondering if there was a way to edit the one that you don't have to purchase, but evidently not. You have to purchase one to edit it.
Yeah, or you can change your name right here, but the slenderized
Well,
now.
no, I didn't mean that. I just meant, and yeah, I just meant like what was actually in the site, just because I don't want to confuse the issue with the brands. That was my main concern. If I want them recognizing Slender Eyes with the IIZ, I would rather have that as part of the name. And I just saw some other things about, like with Purity, in a couple of places it was spelled, like people typically spell it. I just want to keep it consistent with our brand names. That's all. And I just didn't know if I'd have to pay to do that, but it looks like you do.
Yeah, and typically these just go in a link with it, and I guess we made the decision on this. We try to spell it so people, you bring up a good point, but it's one that we debated on it, and I just recommend a lot of people start thinking about how they, because you're in this to also brand yourself with it, you really are, and
Uh-huh.
and I for $10 a year, a lot of people it's worth it because then you get free hosting with it anyway, and it's pretty easy to set up. So that's a good way to go about it as well.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you.
All right. When you build a new autoresponder, can you send multiple contacts at one time, one click? Yes, Ronnie. That's the whole purpose really with this is when you hit generate prospects, if you add right here, add multiple contacts, this one allows you to do 6 at a time. Just select the category. We created that 3x right there, and it'll send it to all of them at the same time. That's the beauty of this. That's what we're trying to go back to. Is see, I'm trying to do what I preach. I do it over and over, bringing awareness to as many people as possible. And this system allows you to bring awareness to a lot of people very quickly. On the personal lead generation websites, I know spelling. Oh, that Millie, we just covered that. Connie, how do you see the phone numbers that you've entered into the system? Connie, I'm going to unmute you because I need you to clarify that for me. You there, Connie? Oh, Connie. Because she's unmuting herself. The way that you see this. Oh, there's.
Talking to me now. Let me come back.
Are you there, Connie? Connie? Okay. Well, with the systems, if you go into My Contacts to see the emails or the numbers you've put into it, all you have to do is click on a person, and it'll have all of their information in there. A little bit. Let's go to test one. That's me. So you can see right here. You can. I didn't put in my email or my phone number. So if you put the phone number in, it'll show up right there with the person's information on it. So if you go to contact, oh, I was wrong. Right here, there's my phone number. If you want
Hello?
Are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. So are you asking on the phone number in the email system?
No, I'm talking about the text message system because we put those numbers in, but then where do they show up ever again?
All right. So to do that, let's go back to that. So you go to menu, marketing platform. It's a little bit more difficult to keep track of them on this one because you don't enter in their names per se right there. Let's go to marketing platform, and boy, everything seems to be going a little bit slower today. Sorry. But if you go onto the marketing platform and that the contact manager, it will come up. Strange. Oh, I'm on the contact manager. I was in it, so it wasn't going anywhere because I was there. Campaign manager, right there. You go home and go to contact manager. They're all right there.
Okay, and there's no way to determine when they were put in or Are
Unfortunately,
they
on this
most
one,
recent?
you can load them and put their names in. For example, right here, if you add a person like this, you can add them manually right back here, and you can put the basic information in there, and in the notes, you'd be able to put it there. Does that take more time? Yes, it does. But then you would be able to see all of that information on there.
And so when we put it in there, will that send them the message from this thing, or you put it in and then you have to do it again?
Once you
Put it
put
in.
them, if you add them individually like this into the
Yes.
contact manager, if you do it that way, then yes, you're going to, then you can select which ones that you want to go in there. The texting platform is really meant to be sent out to everybody that you put in your list. It is harder to sort through them compared to the income system.
I was working with another platform similar, but whenever we put a number in, it would show the day and the time that we put them in, and it just helped me know where, what was going out and what I was doing at the time, so I could go back later and put in their name and their names. I just didn't know that was possible here.
Well, there are groups right here, for example. So you could go manage and hit groups, and you could create groups out of the people that you've done. So you can sort them through here. So there's a lot of different things that you would be able to do with it. And I would suggest that as you do it, as you put them in, that you go through and you organize them into the different groups of how you want to do it. That can be of help for you.
Okay.
Okay. Excited to see you in
Thank
Vegas,
you.
Connie.
I cannot wait. You're going to have a blast.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, so Daniel, Photoshop can change image size DPI. Yes, Photoshop, and that's a whole nother lesson with people. But yes, people can change it with all of that. Can you give us a link to the email swipe product you just shared? Email swipe product. Dell, I have so many of them. We'll have to talk a different time, and I can give you some ideas of where you do it. If you want to learn a lot about email marketing, JV Zoo. If you subscribe to jvzoo.com, a lot of these things will be on there, Dell. And I do subscribe to this, and I do get way too many offers. They certainly give you lots of offers. But on here, you can find in their marketplace, you can find, for example, right here, email marketing. Actually that didn't work, but this is a good place if you get into the right one. But JV Zoo right here, affiliate marketing, article marketing, banners, all of these, pay-per-click market, this section right here, you can subscribe to those types of things with them, and it is worth it. You may get too many emails that you don't like, so erase them. But this is a place right here, copywriting. Instant Copy Genius. I don't have that one. Sales Page Builder Unlimited. I may have that one. I've purchased quite a few of these different ones, but this may be a good place to do it. Home Run Copywriter. So that may be a place to do it. Okay. How can you add autoresponder code to your landing pages like Optimize Press? I'm asking because I have a page with good opt-in rate. Robert, let's unmute you. So that tells me you've got some skills. So let's unmute you. You there, Robert? I'm going to show you how to do this. All right. So while you're coming on, one of the best ways, if you have skills, internet skills, then one of the things that you can do is you can create unlimited amounts of autoresponder pages, things like Optimize Press or ClickFunnels, you name it, it does it. And the way that you do it is you simply go to custom web forms and you create a new custom web form like this, and it will write the code for you, and then you simply copy and paste it into your system. So Robert, this shouldn't be a problem for you if you have some of that, because it creates both HTML and HTML5 for you. So it looks like you don't have a phone on, so I'll mute you again. Ronnie asks, will the app allow you to get 3 and pay no more? Unfortunately, the 3 and you're free is only on the income system email. Will it take MP4 custom videos? Yes, you can use that with both of your systems. You can upload MP4 ones. Ronnie, it's too bad you're not unmuted, but after you've added 10, 20 or more, can you group them after the fact and send a single letter to the group? Yes, you can do that in both systems. You can group them. That's what I just showed. Connie can't unmute. But what's the best way for new video rep training for reps to learn the basics of the income system and use the app? I want to expose my team members. I would say, Catherine, and because I'm going to have to wrap it up here pretty quick, and there's still a bunch of different questions, so I'm just going to try to answer these without unmuting everybody. That's why I do these trainings over and over and over again. But if you go to rxplus.com, you go to the training, and I've done lots of this. I'll record this one today, and I'll put it up online, and you'll see that I've got lots of the videos on here, and we're working on making them more and more searchable. But you can see each week that we're putting whatever we've done on there, and I'm going to try to make all the past ones so it lists them out even further. So hopefully that helps. Plus, on the income system itself, there's all kinds of videos that explain what to do. Next one. Is there a video that ties the app together for new reps? It's something I've got to do, Catherine, is try to try to show people, I know how I do it, but really the more of these that people can get on, the better, and I'll try to answer people's questions the best I can. After you've added, that's already on there. I'm sure this answer lies in the training somewhere, but what is the simplest way to upload contacts from iPhone into the system? Melanie, the best way to load them to the system, you can actually, the fastest way, frankly, is to do it via computer, but both of these systems can be used via the phone. Of course, the iPhone has an app. So the marketing system has an app, and the Android has an app. So you can load them right there into it. With the texting app, you can do it by simply putting them into your business card, and it will add them as well. So both of them allow you to do that pretty easily. Would developing a campaign for past purchase leads of just the 3X affiliate program be worthwhile? It would. And Marion, we're going to work on some 3X ones for those of you who are interested. Diana's signing off. Cashman says, thanks, you're welcome. Is brilliant compensation and what the wealthy buy on the texting app? It is not, Alan, but that also brings up a point that, yes, you can use them together. You could create a custom campaign using your link that you create on the system. So if you have that, what you'd be able to do is I would recommend, this may seem a little bit convoluted, but I would add yourself into one of these campaigns just by hitting generate prospects, and email yourself the brilliant compensation video. I would add yourself to it. You would then be able to take the link from your email and put it into your texting app, and then it would even notify you when the person opened it. So yes, you could do that as long as you're subscribed to the Premier with that. It would work. So yes, Alan, you could. Hopefully that worked. And Troy says, "Got to go, guys. We went over. Hopefully, I answered as many questions as we could. I want you guys to succeed, and this is working. I use it every day. It works well for me, and my business has never grown faster. Yes, I am learning. You guys see that I messed up on a couple things as I found them today, but the systems are user intuitive. You do have to spend time with them, and I encourage you to remember this as you're going through this process, that to get to the master skill level, you have to repeat your session, and repeat your session. Chet Holmes was a master at it, and I can tell you that the skills improve the more you see it and the more you implement it. good luck out there. Excited to help you guys succeed, and excited to see your success stories and have more of you out there teaching this to your teams. I'll talk to you guys soon.